Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
No. Relay 2. I see you took one.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and what you're doing with that bow on your back? Oh, sounds serious. I'm listening. You all right. I'll go.
That's quite an impressive bow you have there. Just like Diana's.
What? Quick, give it here. I'm just going to help her swallow this. I think she's going to be alright. Galerius, you're amazing. How did you know?
I was just doing what the new guy told me.
I don't understand. How did... Never mind. Thank you so much.
Whatever's in that great temple up there.
Salve, Ruffius. I hear your rheumatism has you so riled up you've been harassing Virgil.
What? My condition is nobody's business but mine.
There's no need for that. I just wanted to give you this willow bark. to help you treat it.
A treatment? Really? Thank God. Finally, some relief after all this time. Thank you, Galerius. You're a good man. And I'll be sure to leave Virgil alone. I know I haven't been at my best lately.
Appreciate that. Now, I've got to run.
You're not going to listen to this, dolt, are you?
Galerius, all right, I'll withdraw.
Hello? 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 Look. I don't. Yeah. Hello?
It wasn't for lack of trying. And now Malleolus is going to... Wait, why do you look so...
Don't believe a word they tell you.
Citizens, I have an announcement. Malleolus has withdrawn his candidacy from today's election. Unless any new challengers are nominated by nightfall, Sentius will be re-elected magistrate by default.
Actually, I'd like to nominate myself, if that's all right.
Of course, Galerius, that's your right. Citizens, the election will proceed.
Salve again, friend. How is it possible? Yeah. Oh, now. Oh. And anyway, what? Thank you, friend. But I'd in the rock tunnel near the. If you can. Oh.
I suppose. You did? It'll be. Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helver. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georges.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius.
Sentius.
Virgil.
The man who put a stop to the threats I've been receiving. Galerius.
Ulpius.
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius.
The man who treated my rheumatism. Valerius.
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Gallus Galerius Helver.
What?
It has been decided. Magistrate Galerius, would you like to make a brief address?
I just want to say, this isn't something I ever wanted. Now that you've put your trust in me, I'm going to do everything I can not to let you down. I'll need some time to put together a list of the changes I want to make around here. But I promise you, there will be changes. My first order is that Dooley is to be freed. Horatius, release him from his cell immediately. Please. Wait, do I need to say please? I suppose not. That's it. You can all get on with your day. Nothing else to see here. Move along.
It's almost as if you're trying to extend my...
What Galerius
I
wants.
think Galerius only
It
wants
gladdens my heart that Galerius
Sunday.
I will cherish this moment.
Fortune smiles on you today, Julius. Magistrate Galerius here has ordered your release.
You're going to let me out, Magic?
I'm sorry it took so long, my friend. And it wouldn't have happened at all if it wasn't for a newcomer. So be sure to offer your thanks when you can.
I will. I will. Thank you, Galerius. I'm so happy.
I'd love to stay and chat, but I've got a lot of work ahead of me. Why don't you go to the baths? Then tell Georges I said you could have some new clothes. Then I want you to go home and rest. I'll speak with you soon, Dooley.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
What's good, my brother? Sometimes you do what you need. If one person commits a sin, everybody get turned and go. I've looped this. I've done 3 endings. No. This is not. I've done the real actual true ending. But this is gonna be the 3rd ending. I did the 1st ending, the 2nd ending, the 4th ending. This is about to be the 3rd ending.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me... What? That's a big ask. But something tells me you're not...
So I'm about to try to get the ending where I can get everybody to escape.
Stick my neck out and believe you. But I doubt I'll be able to gather more than a handful of people.
Okay.
Greetings and salutations.
So actually, this is 3 developers made this game, and it's from a mod of Skyrim. Actually, that's how this game was actually created. What the hell?
You. Who are you? Did he send you? Thank you, you're here. You have to help me escape before that monster comes back. Wait, what? God, am I going out of my mind? Are you going to let me go or not? How did you know? Wait, did you hear that? He's here. He must be coming in through the door behind me. You distract him. Stay right here and keep him talking while I look for something I can use.
Oh, yeah.
What did you do with Scintilla? Where is she? So that is how it's going to be. Oh well, this doesn't change anything for me. So, you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it? Of course. There's no way you could have succeeded. Every soul who has ever found themselves here has broken the golden rule eventually. It is inevitable. Man will always sin sooner or later. Any idiot could tell you this. But where others might see tragedy, I saw opportunity. As I told you the first time we met, I found a way to cheat death. By reliving the same day over and over again forever. And I will continue living long after your dust. Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I have grown attached to all this. My title, my beautiful villa, the sun on my face, the music of birds chirping. And as long as this day keeps repeating itself, I get to enjoy it all, over and over again, for eternity. Don't you see? I have found a way to prolong my life indefinitely, to cheat death. I have become, in effect, as immortal as the gods. Can you honestly say you would not wish the same for yourself? Do you really think you can take on a Decurion with that flimsy little bow? Who? Scintilla? Where is she?
I'm right here, Father.
The many shall suffer.
I have his
for the sins
I
of
can
the
open
one.
the gate. Come on, we have to go. The others should be right behind us. Hey, what's happening to you? That light, it's so bright.
That's easy. If you lived here, you would sin immediately.
Hi there.
Yeah, dude.
Thought I was in here alone.
I'll work.
I'm Al. Well, here I am.
Yeah, this game is too deep for you.
Catch your name.
I'll show you the canon ending.
Funny you should ask.
After this, I've already unlocked everything now. This is gonna be the last ending I haven't unlocked.
Well, trying. My Latin is kind of rusty, but the last entry mentioned someone with the same name. It described an event about 2,000 years ago. Someone with your name appeared in the city out of the shrine of Proserpina. Freed an imprisoned woman named Scintilla, who then murdered her captor, breaking some kind of ancient law. It said the attack caused golden statues to come alive, hunting down everyone in the city and turning them into gold. Apparently, Scintilla and a handful of other citizens managed to escape, while the stranger disappeared in a flash of light. What? You're saying you were here 2,000 years ago? I'm not sure I understand. I'm sorry, come again? Let me see that. God, why does this writing look so familiar?
Because it's
you.
you.
Spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles. This is just. I'm not following. So you're saying, because a man from 2,000 years ago is dead, he never created a time portal, so I never went through it, and that's why I don't... I guess you saved my life then, as well as helping a bunch of others to escape. Maybe we can escape through the same aqueducts until...
Yeah. Yeah, this game is actually fairly deep. Definitely some exploration. Yeah, he's gonna try to make sure nobody else has. Yeah.
Pause here for a moment and make sure.
Yeah.
Go on ahead.
When you first start off from the game, you like this woman pulls you out of a river or something like that. That she tells you she's looking for her friend Al and to go in this cave to see if we can find him, and then you somehow find yourself in that world. And then as you go, you find out way more stuff.
But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al? Ah, what a relief. Thank you so much.
Right here. And then you find out who she is. At first it's just a random woman.
What you discovered?
Now you find out that she is actually not who she says she is.
I see.
She is
I thought you might. Well, now
from the underworld. She's a ferryman.
Questions. You can just call me Caroline, if you like. I am sorry I was not completely honest with you when we first met. I do not enjoy deceiving people. Believe
This game is crazy.
I do not. But I have learned, from 5,000 years of experience, that most people find comfort in familiarity, in gradual change, and coming to see the truth in their own time.
Nah, this is go crazy. I'm gonna show you the real, the best ending.
Of course.
Yeah, so you come to find out, yeah, you died, and everybody else here is dead in the underworld.
Of the god of the underworld has always been to assist the chosen to cross the threshold from the land of the living to the land of the dead. Usually, when people do not remember how they died, it is because they suffered a terrible trauma. Most souls would rather not remember. Ask yourself honestly, do you really want to know? As you wish. You were murdered. You made a purchase in a marketplace, and the change you received was, by mistake, a single silver coin of ancient origin. You were seen inspecting it, and soon after, you were set upon by two thieves. The shopkeeper who had given you the coin
For 3 people to make this game, they went crazy.
and leapt to your aid. You both fought bravely, but your assailants were armed, and you were not. There was nothing you or your ally could have done. He died instantly at the scene. That man's name was Al Worth. You were each in possession of a sacred coin, called Karen's Opal by some. And so, it means I am now bereft of purpose. There is nobody else to ferry here. Perhaps you have heard the tales of the Greeks and Romans burying their dead with a coin in their mouths to pay the ferryman for passage. Well, those stories contained a seed of truth. A long time ago, my master created 1,000 silver coins and had me distribute them across the world. My orders were simple. Whenever a person died in possession, it means I am now bereft of purpose.
Yeah, you ain't got no more purpose.
To ferry here.
Because the coins ran out.
I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never...
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe... And there was a tablet describing in it... Supposedly, the city was destroyed when a woman murdered a tyrant with the help of... Well, my new friend here. I know how crazy that sounds.
Maybe not that crazy. That woman.
How could you... What?
She left a tablet of her own. I think she meant for... Here. I don't know what became of you, or if you'll ever read this, but Octavia, Lucretia, Horatius, Equitia and I will never forget you, or what you did for us. It pains us that so many of our dear friends were not so fortunate, including Ulpius and Galerius, who heroically tried to rescue Dooley, but never made it back. But there is no point dwelling on what might have been.
Sounds like you meant a lot to her. I'd love to hear your story, but first, you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in?
Sounds good to me.
And you?
Alright, I got all 4 endings. Alright, I'm gonna go do the best ending. There's only 3 people who made this. They end up getting some voice actors, I think, but yeah, so the 4th ending is the canon ending. Yeah, you good, yeah. Right, that's what I'm saying, dude. And this is made in, I don't know, like, almost like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Greetings and salutations.
But yeah, so throughout the loops, obviously, you investigate more, you find more, you do more. The game doesn't seem deep, but then it goes way deeper than you kind of could have thought. Here, with like a big old action scene where you gotta go and fight the gold statues, type out. Then you go talk to everybody and find out they all have common, like, memories of how they got here, and then you talk to the priestess, and then you find out the lore about this place. Yeah. And she just talks.
I can't believe this is how it ends.
So you have to find those plaques and put them on an obelisk, and once you did that, it activated, and then this thing opened up. Let me see if I can save him. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I talked to him.
Well, you don't it's too... If I back... No, I am out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no!
You're fine. Cool. So normally it would go through this and you have to find out, but these are all the gods. So you're in the Great Temple Door, and so this is the god of the underworld because you're in the underworld. The god of the underworld has many different names. In this area, it would be Pluto. And this would be the era of the Greece. It talks about the history of the underworld and how many people call them different names. This would be Hades right here. And now you'll be in ancient Egypt. So then he would be Osiris. And now you'll be even before then, before Osiris. And the Sumerians would call Nurgle. Right, you have to find the lore. And this is the god of the underworld. You will go through the whole story of how they were here, but then they gave up on humans, but Persephone didn't.
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself.
And you trying to get him to
As you have already gathered,
stop the Golden Rule.
I am known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks, and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity, mortal, ever since your arrival. You're unlike the others, aren't you? And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield.
Yeah, this weapon I have turned everything gold.
Reasonably. But there will be time for your reckoning later. First, As a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity.
So normally I would go through this whole thing, but Persephone, over the woman he loves, Proserpina, it is. She's actually alive. She's like whispering through the statues and guiding me. He doesn't know that, and so the first time I go talk to him, I go through all this stuff, but none of it helps, and so he still wants to kill him. So I have to destroy her statue, get her crown, and then I go and we start to loop. And then now when I go talk to him, I have the crown. So then I throw the crown to him.
I don't recognize that anywhere, and yet my beloved still wears hers. What is this? How did you come by it? You
So I killed it, yeah.
creature. Why would you do such a thing? And worse still, boast about it.
So I ain't want to kill it, but if you don't put the end to that golden rule, I'm gonna do it again.
You have put me in an impossible position. If I refuse, you will murder her. And yet, if I agree, I will lose my wager and return to Elysium.
Well, he want to bring her to Elysium, but she was a god and then she changed her idea.
I do not see that I have a choice in this. Your treachery and savagery have opened my eyes like nothing I have witnessed in 3,000 years. And now you have shown me your species' true colors. And I see that Proserpina was a fool to have ever believed in
Like Prosper.
This has gone on too long. It's time for me to let go of this form of her.
Yeah, she started this loop so you can kind of get through it.
If I abandon the wager and leave for Elysium, neither she nor your kind may ever ascend. Very well. I will have Charon make arrangements to ferry the others. But as for you, be aware you will be separated from the rest. Once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this moment will never have taken place, and you will have created a paradox. What will become of you is difficult to predict, but that is the risk you have taken by interfering in the natural flow of time. Now, are you ready? You had best pray our paths never cross again.
So that's her and then that's Charon. I'm about to go to Rome. This is the canon and then Herculean task.
Oh. Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. Well... Oh, did that I'm fairly... Fortunately for us, the last person in here was a Roman man named Galerius, who inscribed an account into a tablet. Apparently, there was a community of 20-something people trapped in here, and living in fear of a curse they called the Golden Rule. They believed that if even one person sinned, an unknown god
I heard there's some DLC that I gotta look at.
Like the 1,000 people who'd lived here before them. Then, one day, just as Galerius had finished praying for a good harvest at the shrine of Proserpina, an oracle appeared, said barely a word,
I'm the oracle, G.
entered the temple of the mysterious god, this one here, and demanded an audience. And the doors just opened up.
Yeah, so the golden rule is the sin of one of the sin of many. So one person sins, then the statues come alive and turn everybody gold.
The ground shook, and the voice of that god rang out over the city. The many have suffered long enough. Unfortunately, Galerius' account just sort of stops after that, leaving a lot of questions unanswered.
And the whole idea is that they can
people who lived here. What happened to all the golden statues?
And if they survive
this mysterious oracle single-handedly undo the curse that had terrorized
1 year without
hundreds of years?
sin, then they can go live in a field of Elysium, or what we would call heaven. And then Persephone, who made herself human to try to support the to support the humans because all the other guys left. He suspended her in like a frozen state, And so Zeus, they would call Jupiter, didn't want her to come to the Feudal Legion, so they made a wager that if they could survive without sin for 1 year, then they would allow her to ascend to the Feudal Legion. But
for a moment there, I thought you were serious.
over time, no one's been able to do it, from Sumerian times to the Egyptians to the Romans to the Greeks. Alright. So after this, then it's gone. Yeah, we already know.
You're back.
Yeah.
I thought you might. Well, now you know.
But it's not where it's supposed to go.
I see no point in keeping you here. But I have
Right.
to ask one thing.
Come on, girl.
That you keep this to yourself.
That's not even what I'm trying to hear.
Here comes Al now.
And there was a...
And
Alright, 1 year later, this is the actual canon, and then, like in this museum.
Hey, you made it. Why don't you head on down?
So basically, he said he appreciates me, and then he found all the people who were in that town, and they're all married, and so on and so forth. And these are all the things that you saw down there, all the people that you saw, they're all modernized.
Some soiree, innit?
I hate that dude. I was gonna talk to all these people, but I've already done that. And then you see the area, the Kurti, Kabash from Egypt. He was pissed, but he felt like they took his god, took off. But come to find out, people have been doing it forever.
Hello there.
Nah, it was Scintilla.
Oh, I go by Gabriella now.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be reminded of that monster every time I
Your
heard my
father.
name. After you
Pretty much almost platinum it, but I'm on the start as well.
There you are. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, there's one more person I wanted to introduce you to.
Yeah.
Sorry if I frightened you. Just
Alright.
allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Proserpina, former goddess of the cycle of life and renewal, and now a regular mortal. I wanted to meet you in person, and thank you for freeing all these people, and me. I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention. Indeed. Suffice it to say that while Pluto was controlling the eyes and ears of each golden statue, I was able to control their tongues and whisper to you when he was distracted. I am sorry my messages were so cryptic. There were only ever brief windows in which I could speak. I did. I may have given
Create
up my
that time loop.
immortality, but I still retain my gifts as the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. After witnessing Pluto punish countless poor souls over thousands of years, I knew this generation, the final wave, would not survive. So I tried to give them a way to buy more time. A second chance. Rather, as many second chances as they needed to avoid his wrath. So I whispered to Sentius in secret, telling him the prayer required to create a portal in my shrine. I knew the danger of humans being corrupted by godly power. And so I put a safeguard in place. I required the creator of the portal to sacrifice their own life, so that it could only be used selflessly. What I did not anticipate is that Sentius would retain his accumulated memories from each previous day. And as a veteran soldier, he had long since... He quickly discovered that he could, in effect, prolong his own life indefinitely by exploiting... Of course, once I had taught him the prayer, I could not unteach him. And there was little I could do but wait for someone like you to come along and see him for what he was. We are all fortunate you came... I don't know what happened to him.
He was, dude.
I haven't heard from him, and I rather hope it stays that way.
That mug. And that man took off and chained his own daughter up because she found a way to escape.
Oh, she inherited dominion over the underworld. Last time we spoke, she was working on a new world of some kind. She wouldn't say what it was, but I'd be surprised if you don't run into her again. I imagine we all will.
Some DLC type,
And you. Although it feels like I've known you forever. Oh, and one last thing. Do you remember all those golden statues scattered throughout the city? Good, because they remember you. Well done, my friend.
Yeah, these are all the people in the city that you
underworld in return. Men came close to achieving what they did. Hercules, Orpheus, Theseus, and Aeneas would be proud.
That's that canon in NG. Ending 4. Ending 1 is the easiest. You just create a loop. Or just create a time paradox. You ain't ready, Jay. Wait, review and all that. Yeah, bro, you should definitely run it up on your stream. It's not a super long game either, which is good. Even those games sometimes not super long, but there's everything you need. Exactly. Help us avoid spoilers. Content creators, have you discovered this game is full of intrigue and plot twists? Please give your audience a spoiler warning before sharing content from beyond the white hallway so the interest players can enjoy and experience themselves if they wish to. The modern storyteller team. Everything you need. Yeah, this game went crazy, man. Yeah, it was crazy when you found out that you were actually already dead. From the underworld. They said it's supposed to be some DLC. I'm trying to figure out what that's supposed to look like. Yeah, it's lots of plot twists, bro. You couldn't see it coming, and it was like I like a good murder mystery type. Nah, bro, you're not that guy, bro. If the DLC is there, I'll buy that mug right now. I'm never scared, bro. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. Yeah, that was crazy, G. He took off on that. I was like, hold on. But they had already came up with a
yeah, that was crazy.
With a they already came up with a what am I trying to say? Let me see. I got 27 out of 41 and 76%. Let me see. Man, ain't no DLC, dude. They tweaking. This came out in 2021. Yeah, they already came up with a out for that or a solution. But yeah, that Wasp Nest went crazy though. But there ain't no DLC, man. The Forgotten DLC. You a hater, bro. I was looking for it. But I know what I'm about to run, and I'm about to run something that you won't even understand, bro. Join real quick. I'm about to run something real quick.